Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers I pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. The Akawath that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest, 144,001 the hopeful elect of Israel. The brother Yahshua and Shalom and salutations to you all. Okay, so the border, right? This came to my head, right? Because I.E.Ds, the I.E.Ds and chickens are coming home to roost. Anyway, Obadiah 1 and 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. What border? The border of Mexico. And I've got a long way to go, such a long to make it to the border of Mexico. So I ride, right, to the border. A run for, remember that Taco Bell commercial? A run for the border, right? Let's make a run for the border, right? What border? See, that's the spirit, Obadiah 1, right? All the men of thy confederacy, the Spanish, right? Mexico. What language did they speak Spanish? Why? Because the Spanish are confederate with who? The French, the Portuguese, the English, and the English colonies in Babylon the Great. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border of Mexico. Salakia. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding, and you don't even understand why you're making a run to the border right now. So take a little look, right? Richie from Boston fan page, right? 5 hours ago says Texas resident killed by, what the hell is that? I.E.D. at his Mexican ranch, 2 hours from U.S. border of Mexico. Oh, there's that word. Have brought thee even to the border. See that? What's going on? Cartels in Mexico have been using improvised explosive devices as they battle each other. No, they're not battling each other. They're fighting against the United States government. So when you take away this cartel and you say Mexico, right, is fighting against the United States at the border, and stop lying about cartels and all that other shit. Well, World War III, right? World War III has brought you even to the border. What border? To the border of Mexico. And now you're riding like the wind. You don't even know why you're down there. Because Emmanuel Macron and them have laid a wound under you, right? So this I.E.D. Okay, I.E.Ds became famous or rose to significance during the Iraq War, right? So an I.E.D. is an improvised explosive device. An improvised explosive device, I.E.D., attack, is the use of a homemade bomb and or destructive device to destroy, incapacitate, harass, or distract. Okay? Now, back in the days of Chicago Red or Malcolm Little, I don't know, was a nigga from Chicago? Malcolm Little, right, made a phrase famous, right? Remember this? Malcolm Little made this phrase famous, right? Chickens coming. See if it. Now, look. Malcolm Little there. See, he made this famous. See how it pops up, right, in the lexicon of things, of shit. Chickens coming home to roost is a Malcolm X quote. Look at that. Well, guess what's coming home to roost? I.E.Ds are coming home to roost. Right, let's get the meaning, because niggas don't know, right? Let's get the meaning. This rather old saying, chickens have come home to roost, is normally used to mean that bad things that someone has done in the past have come back to bite or hunt the individual. Okay? So if I put, instead of chickens, if I put I.E.Ds, have come back, right? Have come home to roost, what does that mean? That IDEs, right, wherever they were originated and made famous, where was that? In Iraq. Remember weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist? And a reason to go over and kill people willy-nilly, steal their land, and Lord knows how many organs were harvested. Slovakia. Don't let me get started. Anyway, the bad things that someone has done in the past have come. So let's go back to Richie from Boston. What's going on in Texas? IEDs have come back home to root. Texas resident, that sounds like a U.S. citizen, right? Was killed by an IED that came home to roost. See that? Because there's a war on the Mexican border. Is there not? Are we paying attention? U.S. war with Mexican cartels. If we take off cartels and put a O right there, U.S. war with Mexico. There you go. Stop fucking around. One day ago, CIA does what? What does what? Begins a war with Mexico. Stop with the fucking cartel shit.
CIA operated.
The United States is the cartel. Put cartel behind that. United States cartel goes to war with the Mexican cartel. How about that? Big cartel take little cartel. Hell you think is going on here? Semantic. Cartel. Mexican cartel. No, it's Mexico. United States is at war with Mexico. Stop with the cartel bullshit. CIA begins targeting cartel. No. You at the United States. Fuck this. That's like saying, well, Zelensky, that was under Joe Biden. That wasn't under Donald Trump. No, nigga. It was under the United States. They're all the same nigga. Quit playing. Right? Playtime is over. See, that bullshit and semantics, it doesn't play when bombs are flying. The bullshit is up. And then you start hearing things like, oh, well, collateral damage. And no, niggas are dying because all is fair in love and war. And on that battlefield, motherfucker, if somebody dies, so what? Motherfuckers get sent in to die. Well, we're going to send this whole battalion in, motherfucker. They're going to get wiped out, but we need that to happen so we can creep up from, man. All right, so anyway, what's really going on here? Let's watch this. Task and Purpose, one day ago. This is telling you right here. The United States, don't be fooled by that, begins targeting Mexico. That's what you're seeing. Not fucking CIA. Well, the United States CIA begins targeting Mexican drug companies, right? Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson. That's all. They're just manufacturing pharmaceuticals. No different than what you guys are doing, right? And what's going on across this border, and I'm not even talking about drug trafficking, a different kind of trafficking that you've been doing going back, right? This is nothing new. And to even play like you're going to stop any of this commerce and traffic that makes this wicked ass world go around, like you're going to stop or put a wall up for any reason when you've been had underground smuggling tunnels. Oh, there's explosion. Right here, you're building a Large Hadron Collider. See? Let's just watch this. So
drones are now conducting surveillance flights over Mexico, providing intelligence reports to Mexican authorities. Meanwhile, U.S. Special
there's a war going. It's called World War III. And don't be fooled by a cartoon that they're putting in your face generated by AI. I want you to say everything except for a war with Mexico. Don't say U.S. war with Mexico. Print. This motherfucker goes 2 seconds later. The whole story comes out.
Forces just landed inside Mexico for joint training operations.
They just did what? They just invaded Mexico. If I turn the words off and let them do the diagram, right? It's real easy to see what's going on. But the words are making it seem like what is going on. Oh, well, there were weapons of mass destruction down there. Well, there was drugs down there that we had to go apprehend, confiscate. Manuel Noriega, Panamanian strongman. El Chapo, gotta go get him. Rein his ass in. Take all the dope while we're at it. Go back to work, boys.
Militaries deploying 10,000 troops along key border cities. A ton is happening very quickly that marks a significant shift in the response against drug cartels. I've consolidated all the information you need to know about the steps being taken, the effects they're having, and
what kind of propaganda is fucking this? Can we tell who made this bullshit right here?
response from the cartel. The New York Times dropped a huge report in mid-February that revealed a bombshell of a story. The CIA revealed that they...
Look at this production. Look at the editing. Who made this?
Just expanded drone flights over Mexican territory to monitor the now 6 cartel groups that were designated as foreign terrorist organizations. But unnamed CIA officials explained that the intelligence they gathered is sent straight to Mexican authorities. Their primary goal is to locate drug production facilities. The government is essentially...
We're going and we're taking over the Pfizer of Mexico. We're going to have them work for us now. We're going to call this thing, we're going to call it the Gulf of America. We're running this. We're taking over these pharmaceutical companies. They belong to us now. Don't touch it. Don't destroy anything now. Go back to work, boys. It's propaganda.
Getting a hit list here, and they're passing that information on.
What did they take over down in Iraq, right? Well, as soon as DJ Trump got into office, he told you what they took control of. Weapons. And you know what weapons of mass destruction they went and confiscated? Stargate AI. Looking glass into that. Look your ass into that. Project Looking Glass your ass into that. Anyway, y'all don't feel me.
The Mexican Marines. They said that these intelligence operations were ongoing under previous administrations, but have now been intensified.
So basically what you're being told is America is at war with Mexico. Cut the bullshit in between. You understand that? Fuck the cartel and CIA shit. Okay? America is at war with Mexico. That's what this is. And they're using semantics, okay, to
this command in the past because they're not as sexy usually as the U.S. CENTCOM, which
when Donald Trump comes out and says, "Oh, we're looking into Greenland, we're in Alaska, and we're taking Panama." This is what world wars are for. What is Vlad Putin? I'm taking back the Donbass. I'm taking back on. What's going on in front of your face right now? What is China? I'm telling you, I'm gonna get my Taiwan back, motherfucker. Get the fuck out. This is what when World War III is in. During World War, people are taking land. What's going on in Gaza? You see, when you understand that you're in World War III, the taking of land and taking of natural resources. Right now, the minerals that Donald Trump is negotiating with Zelensky for belong to Putin. How are you negotiating? Well, we're going to have a meeting to negotiate for the minerals that now belong to Vladimir. That tells you you're in the middle of a war. It means, well, America's going to go over there and take them minerals from Putin. America is at war with Russia. For what? For them This is about taking land and money and natural resources. This is what world wars are about. Taking land and natural resources. So what's going on in your face? Motherfuckers are taking land and natural resources and having meetings about it. What was the meeting with Zelensky about the other day when they're screaming? It was about minerals. How we got to steal them motherfuckers because Vlad stole them from us. So how are you making a deal? We'll make a deal. We'll come over there with our heavy weapons, right? And we'll finish fighting the war for if we can get them minerals. That's what world wars are fought about. Land, natural resources. So what do you see in your face right now? It's not going so well. It's spiraling out of control. All right. Anyway, and right here on our border, on our what they call our southern border, World War III is raging. They're not telling you about it. Okay? What are they fighting for? Oh, drugs, natural resources, coca plants, agave, and all that shit that you be making them drugs from. That have to go over that border, those ancient trade routes that go all the way back that they're never going to shut down. Oh, we built a border wall, but at the same time we were building the border wall, nigga, Elon Musk and the Boring Company had that motherfucker popping. They got a freeway to transport our shit, because that's not stopping. Only Yahushua is coming back to stop that. They're not stopping those trade routes. And I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about the organ grinder swing. And not you Crips, but you Bloods. Right? The organ grinder swing that prefers Bloods instead of Crips. Right? And we're gonna scare you Bloods, right? And get you really energized before we harvest you. You Bloods and Crips, if you understand. Okay? So the greater war is in Texas right now. Let's go back here. Boom. The greater war is what? I.E.D. What does I.E.D? It means you're in a war. I.E.Ds became famous. Let's read this. Did we go into this at all? Look at this. What the hell? Okay, this isn't. There we go. Does it mention Iraq at all? That's where they became famous. Elements. Let's go back one. Salakia. And I'm kind of, this is what I'm looking for. The term I.E.D. came into common usage during the Iraq War that began in 2000. This is what I'm looking for, right? So when you get this, I didn't write this. Okay, Richie from Boston brought this up, and now a bunch of brothers are watching Richie right now, and that's all good. But here's how you break this down. Texas resident killed by what? A what? You mean something that came from fucking from Iraq, from the Iraq War? Well, what is that? Well, that's chickens coming home to roost. The bad things that someone has done in the past that come back to bite or hunt the individual. So IEDs have come home to roost. See, the term IED came into common usage during the Iraq War. That's when that shit, I remember this clearly. Okay, IED, IED, IED had to, what is IED? You got to learn what all these little acronyms mean, right? Now, today, what is this? February 26th. Now they're home. They have come home to roost. Now they're killing Americans. See that? What does this mean? It means you're in World War III, dummy. They're not, it's not about cartels. It's about natural resources. The natural resources of Southern South America, motherfucker, are raw materials to manufacture drugs. What they're over there fighting, what Vlad went over there and secured when he took that Kiev area, he was getting that lithium and cobalt and these things that the products being manufactured moving into the 21st century, batteries, electric cars and all of that, they need that lithium. So those are the cash crops moving forward. What do you got to do to get them? You got to go to war. This is World War III. That's all that's being said. Don't let this covering that was cast, right? Covering that was cast, right? Over this war, which, yeah. See, what this says is United States is at war with Mexico. Clearly. Not all of this other bullshit. Not drugs and of course drugs. Of course lithium. No, nigga, war. World War III. All right? Stop dancing around it. This is what an IED looks like. Let's blow this up. This is what has come home to roost. Okay? Get ready, America.
I don't know why this is taking so long. My bad. I'm editing on the Mississippi. That's an IED. That right there should never be in America. But thanks to our politicians,
they have come home to roost. Now, we'll go back to the beginning. Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men, Al-Qaeda, all the men, ISIS, all the men, right, of thy confederacy, Bin Laden, what's this nigga's name? Tim Osman. All the men of thy confederacy, Tim Osman. The CIA, who? Where did that go? The CIA, where's the CIA go? CIA, what? Tim Osman. The CIA begins targeting Tim Osman. What started the Iraqi war? Well, Tim Osman took down the World Trade Center. Now we got to go kill Saddam Hussein, right? Tim Osman, a CIA asset, takes down the World Trade Center with a laptop computer in the caves of Tora Bora, Afghanistan, when he's a Saudi resident and sheik And so instead of going to Saudi Arabia and taking down the oil fields, we're going straight to Iraq and destroy Saddam Hussein, who had nothing to do with taking down. When Tim Osman is hiding in a cave in Tora Bora with a laptop computer and on dialysis, and the nigga is regularly having blood transfusions from American doctors. Now, you tell me what the fuck is going on in Mexico. World War III, nigga. Okay? Anyway, Slovakia. They're on the border. World War III is what's on that border. Not no, well, we're taking down the drug cartels. No, you're not. Shit. You motherfuckers are working together and you're having just like Trump is gutting his own government to make it better for them. Well, they're trying to gut the cartel. They're gutting the drug companies, right? This is telling you what's going on. Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. They done planned against you. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. They plotted against you and prevailed against thee. They that eat that bread laid a wound under thee. There is none under thee, and you don't even know it. Okay? So, this isn't even the World War III daily update, but when I saw this I.E.D. thing, I'm like, oh, those are the chickens coming home to roost from the Iraq War. And there's a whole spiritual connotation about it, right? Because chickens coming home to roost goes back to who? This guy. Where did it go? Chickens. The whole Malcolm X thing, right? See? Now, what did Malcolm say?
We believe in the truth that is in the Bible, but we don't believe in the lies that the white man has put in the Bible. We believe in Allah's prophets and the scriptures they brought to the people. We believe in the resurrection of the dead, not in the physical resurrection, but in mental resurrection. We believe that the so-called Negroes are most in need of mental resurrection. Therefore, they will be resurrected first. We believe in the resurrection of the dead, but not when you're physically dead. When you stop breathing and your heart stop beating, and that man stick you in the ground, that's all she wrote. You are not going anywhere. Your soul isn't going anywhere. Your body isn't going anywhere. Nothing is happening after that. When you're dead, you are done. That's it. You can forget it.
Not true. Your soul goes back to him who made it. That's another story. But anyway, this is him, right? Bringing out the truth. But he had already signed that deal. The deal that says, if you do bring out that truth, nigga, we can hang you by that neck tie. That's what they did. If you understand the organization. That's him telling the plain truth. He said, they got us worshiping Allah. He said that, if you didn't hear that in the beginning. That they got black men worshiping Allah. They got us everywhere but where we're supposed to be, where the dry bone. This is him telling in the 60s that we are the children of Israel. That's why they killed him. Same thing with Martian Lucifer Kuhn, who was a traitor and a turncoat. They killed him the day after he said, I've been to the mountaintop saying, we are the children of, and I've seen the promised land, the children of Israel. I might not get there with you because they're going to kill me tomorrow for telling you that you are dry bone. As soon as you come out and say that, after you sign that deal with the Rothschilds and you're over there eating and dressing up and going to the Diddy parties, got you. They can pull out them films. They got this nigga. You think they ain't got the nigga in film? Doing some funky shit. He's famous. Anybody's as famous. This nigga's world famous. Everybody knows who Malcolm X is. He's world famous. Who made him world famous? The devil made this nigga world famous. And when he tried to bring that truth, the necktie, nigga, the Colombian type. See, it's not a game out here. Anyway, that's all I got. All right. So, IEDs. You got to be careful out there. Right? IEDs have come home to roost. That's probably going to be the title. With that, we hope the elect are edified. You brothers and few sisters, shalom.